We are live now. Good morning, everyone. This is Khushbu Patidar, the Digital Marketing Executive from InstaMD. I welcome you all on the very second episode of Pitch Point today. So before starting, I would like to brief you all about the concept of Pitch Point as well as about its speakers too. So wait for a few seconds till I share the screen. Okay. So again, I would like to welcome you all on the second episode of Pitch Point, and topic for the today is data to decision, and it is organized by ExpertOnBoard, powered by InstaMD Technology Private Limited. So before starting, I would like to brief you all about Pitch Point and about its organizing platform, ExpertOnBoard. So Pitch Point, it is a signature online webinar series by ExpertOnBoard designed to bring together the thoughts of leaders, innovators, professionals from the pharma space. If I talk about ExpertOnBoard, then ExpertOnBoard, as it is a bridging platform which fills the gap between pharma professionals having immense expertise and experience with the pharma students, professionals, and enthusiasts who aspire to achieve more in pharma. Now, I would like to introduce our speakers one by one, starting with our very first speaker of today, as it is Dr. Subhojit Mukherjee, sir. So he is currently serving as the head of India Formulations at Celsius Healthcare Private Limited. He is a dynamic and people-centric leader with over 3 decades of proven excellence in the pharma industry. He is renowned for his strategic foresight. He has held major roles at Acumentis, Venbury, and MCure. Some of his deep expertise are consistently driving business transformation, brand leadership, and high-performance cultures. His legacy lies in scaling operations, mentoring agile teams, and delivering sustainable growth through innovative and outcome-driven strategies. Now, coming on to our second speaker, Mr. Devesh Gangani, sir. He is currently serving as an Associate General Manager at Alkem. He has been an instrumental in financial analysis, strategic planning, and he has leading impactful marketing initiative for the past 6+ years. His tenure includes a successful stint as a senior marketing manager, where he significantly contributed to brand growth and market reputation. During his 11-year career at Cipla, he has held several key positions in the role of Group Product Manager. He was entrusted with the complete hair and scalp care portfolio, contributing nearly 30% to the division's revenue. He has also played a major role in launching India's first human stem cell-derived product for aging skill, Cuticera, showcasing his flair for innovation and market disruption. Now, coming on to our third speaker, Professor Dr. Pramod Kumar Rajput, sir. He has over 40 years of experience in the pharma industry. Dr. Rajput has held several senior leadership roles, most notably at Cadila Pharma, where he served as a senior vice president and vertical head of sales and marketing. He has embraced academics, serves as a professor of practice across several institutions, including Mewar University, Acropolis, LNCT, and Modern Group of Institutions, as well as IES University and Shriram Group, of course, crafting the pharma future by sharing his insights. Now, I would like to introduce the moderator for today's episode, Dr. ICS Varma, sir. He is the co-founder of ExpertOnBoard, Regson Healthcare, and Life Pharma Coalition. With over 2 decades of leadership experience by being a major part at Cipla marketing and sales, he has led several digital transformation, managed global operations, and drove leadership development initiatives, and now being a visiting faculty for many pharma programs at NIPER and many more. Mr. Varma has been the forefront of transformative journeys in the pharma industry. Now, Pitch Point is actually powered by InstaMD, so let's know a little about InstaMD too. InstaMD, it is an AI-powered specialized SFA and CRM platform built exclusively for the pharma industry. Trusted by 50+ top pharma brands like Cipla, Sun Pharma, Zydus, Lupin, and many more. InstaMD, it is a one-stop solution for PMTs, field force, doctors, and chemists. With 300+ customizable digital activities, it helps automate operations, enhance engagement, and drive growth. Any Excel format can be instantly transformed into a digital workflow, making pharma marketing smarter and faster. Now, I would like to request Mr. Varma, sir, to take over from here. Thank you.
Thank you, Khushbu. I hope I am audible.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So once again, welcome to the very vibrant team. What I could say, the team today consists of the leaders across sales, marketing, and the global experience. So the beauty of this team is put together, we have more than 100 years of experience with Dr. Rajput, Dr. Subhojit, and Devesh, and including me. So somewhere around we crossed more than 100 years of experience. So that's what the beauty of this team, which definitely can bring a very, very interesting topic today. Because in sales and marketing, especially in the pharma, there is a lot of transformation is happening. And when it comes to data, most of the times we might have heard about this. Data is the new oil. And every organization or every industry is adopting the data-driven decision, and they are moving from gut feeling to data-driven. So what is the importance of data-driven decision making? And first of all, do we really need this? So that's what we will discuss today. And to discuss with us, we have the entire, the panel, and also, the people from across marketing and sales have joined. So once again, I am welcoming all our leaders from across the industry for this wonderful discussion. So welcome, Dr. Rajput.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome, Devesh.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, and Dr. Subhojit from Delhi. So we have one from Ahmedabad, one from Mumbai, and I am from Hyderabad, and Dr. Rajput sir is from Ahmedabad, and Devesh is from Mumbai. Dr. Subhojit is from Delhi. So we have the representation of all India. So let's, not wasting much of the time, we will go to the discussion straight. So the first question is to Dr. Subhojit. Because he is there in the industry from mostly from the sales and marketing, and he has held senior leadership positions in Acumentis and currently with Celsius. Dada, there is a question for you. How can we train medical reps to transition from relationship driven to data driven selling and maintaining the relationship with the HCP by not losing the relationship? Okay, you may be traveling from transition from relationship to data driven by maintaining the relationships. So this is the first question for you. Maybe once you answer it, and others can also just add their point of view. Yeah, over to you, Dada.
Yeah. So good morning, all of you, and ICSG. If we can just show that picture. I have a wonderful picture to show to my audience today.
Yeah. I'm just
which says that we blame medical reps for everything. I mean, name anything, ye nahi hua, wo nahi hua, and the answer comes back, ye execution medical rep has not done it. So till the time we have that, I think I would like to set the ball straight by focusing on three very important lines that focus on what is important. That is very, very important. Focus on action in order to get results and work effectively with others to achieve goals. I think if we can have these three things in place, then everything is achieved. Now, yeah, thank you, ICS sir. This is what I was trying to show, that this is a nice caption I saw in LinkedIn by one Mr. Pankaj. He says that when will we stop blaming the medical rep for everything? Because the medical rep is surrounded by problems. When he goes and meets a doctor, too much rush, attended misbehaves, and of course, then a lot of areas डॉक्टर तो एक ही कॉल देंगे, महीना में 2 कॉल नहीं होता है. So doctors overburdens, ban MR entry. So these are three peculiar things that medical rep is burdened. And as senior leaders, if we can lessen the burden and channelize his energy in a direction which gives results, I'm sure we'll do justice. So I wanted to start with that because I have been a medical rep and have grown to this position from a medical rep and work closely with a medical rep. So I understand his pain and suffering basically. So coming to the training part, what I feel, how can we make him work effectively? This was one thing we did it in Acumentis very effectively way back in 2019. Quickly, I'll tell you the background. There was one particular set of management in Acumentis. They went out, and a new set of managements were taken, and along with SMRC as our consultants, we changed the picture of Acumentis drastically. And it was primarily data-driven insights which were set into action and executed, which helped us. So what we noticed, that in those three, four things, that, that there was a primary and secondary gap. Now, because of this primary and secondary gap, the inventory started building. Then, of course, the model was more of doctor engagements then. And of course, many companies do. So the doctor engagements repetitions were very less, like less than 60% were repeated. So what happens? There was a loss of business from doctors who were loyal to the company. So that was one aspect it was noticed. Then there were out of 4 zones, there was only 2 zones that was contributing. So one zone continued to lag. And of course, the the data was not captured properly in the CBO which we used in Acumentis. I agree, optimal data capturing is an issue, and data validation across geographies remains a concern. But however, data definitely gives a direction. So, we channelized our energy in such a way that, there were two things we did. Instead of focusing on the whole doctor list, we boiled our focus on the core 30 doctors, which we called Super 30, Super Core 30. And the whole marketing lay on the 30 doctors. That really changed that. And a few data points which were judiciously and sincerely done over the months, which gave results. I am not talking of formats, but the discussion was held on like the YTD target, YTD gross sales, YTD sales return, YTD expiry breakage, then YTD doctor engagement. Then there was a concept we had called power brand sale. When Acumentis in 2019, when this new group of us, we joined, and there was a particular CEO who joined, Mr. Patni, and then we transformed the landscape by making a concept of power brand, support brand, focus brand, which many companies have. But we made it mandatory that these power brands will contribute 70% sale. And we made it so essential that there was no escaping for it. Incentives were aligned to that, inputs were aligned to that, execution was aligned to that. Then, of course, we saw YTD power brand sale, PCPM, achievement percent. Then, of course, the ROI times from the engaged doctors and the scheme percent. So there was a complete sheet which was discussed. And trust me, when these data points were discussed with one particular MR, lot of things opened. Like his power brand sales were less, it was discussed. His scheme was more, then it was discussed. Like it was correlated. If his scheme was more, he was selling less of power brands. So how to focus on power brands, which brought down the scheme. Because if I just tell the medical rep, yaar, aapka schemes come karo, aapka schemes come karo, but without giving in direction, how does he do? He can only do when the power brands increase in sale, which will reduce his scheme. So, like these things, we increased his capability and efficiency building. And the other part which we do, these 30 doctors which we called super core, they were intensely monitored for the business outcome they gave every month. One, the medical rep was putting it in the CBO. Second, we made it mandatory that the line managers has to meet all the 30 doctors once in a month. So any one line managers validated that sale. And then we discussed that sales which he had put in CBO one by one. And trust me, these two things of data point validation followed by action change the picture of Acumentis, which I am a part of and I'm very proud of. In this 6 years journey with Acumentis, the company transformed basically. Yeah.
Thank you, Dada. I think, yeah, it was very comprehensive and you've given good, a lot of insights. So now let's go to Dr. Rajput, sir. Sir, we all know that, the major decision by the government, the UCPMP guidelines in 2024 has actually shaken the pharma industry because we have been habituated for that, traditional way of promoting our brands and gifting, though there were many things affected. So the question to you is so how do we still, use data, to engage, or what are the different models that, work for best when it comes to promoting these products to Indian doctors? Over to you, Dr. Raj.
Okay. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity at the great platform ICS. Very happy to be along with my colleagues. First of all, let me say that as per the PwC, right, what they said, 70% of the pharma companies, they are increasing the AI and analytics budget, but how to use it is more important, because the most meaningful way to differentiate our company is to transform our data, right, into insight that drive the smarter decision, which is a basic thing. So in the today's competitive pharma landscape, success is not about how much data you collected, but it is how well you translate the data into the strategic real-time decision. This is the basic thing is here. So let me tell you about, because your question, can you just once again repeat your question, please? I see, Steve. Once again, can you just repeat your question?
Yeah, the UCPMP 2024 guidelines restricts traditional promotions.
Fantastic question. Actually, since 2024, the guidelines are coming in a very big way. And I would like to say, and I'd like to say, to inform everybody that whatever we are learning is, we don't say that what you said, that content is the king, but the personalization is the queen. So leverage behavioral data, which is important. Now I'm correlating with the UCPMP guidelines. So the data-driven insights for the personalized engagement. This is point number one. I was just saying that what InstaMD is doing. So the prescription pattern analytics with the AI can be taken care of. The prescription data, especially through the InstaMD or IQVIA or other things are there. So we can finalize the prescribing habits. That is point number one. The AI tools can predict which doctors are more likely to adopt the new therapies, allowing the targeted detailing. This is there with the personalized pattern analytics, which the multiple platforms are there, even InstaMD is providing. Second thing is dynamic content personalization. When I say dynamic, artificial intelligence is not an artificial, it is a dynamic intelligence. So the AI-powered platforms are there. There are multiple platforms are there. Salesforce Marketing Cloud, your InstaMD is there. They customize the content for each doctor based on their specialty. So the cardiologist will have that part, diabetologist will have that part. Then the third is said about the behavior segmentation. So when we talk about the behavior segmentation, we need to classify the doctors based on the prescriptions behavior, specialty and engagement preferences. That which doctor prescribe like to have the digital versus in-person approach. Because in the rural versus the urban area, that things are very different. When you talk to the cardiologist, you give about the how the drug is going to provide the safety profile. But when you talk to the GP, you are going to speak that how affordability can make a difference. This is a clear-cut segmentation is there. Then real-time KOL mapping. Today, it is very, very important that network analytics, which is the requirement in AI, right, to collect and analyze to improve the performance overall and reliability. There are not many platforms are there. InstaMD is also doing. Creation Pinpoint is also there. They study the social media point and SAPs in India, and lot many things they are helping to make the things happen. Then I would like to also add hyper-personalized content strategy. So when I talk about the hyper-personalized content strategy, it is a micro-learning with the mobile apps. Today we know that the segmentation of any person is not more than 90 seconds. So develop such type of the videos or infographics in 90 seconds. Interactive quizzes has to be there, which is going to help. Doctor-friendly apps. We have Medscape-like platforms which provide access to the drug references, disease information, medical news. All these things are there. We have UpToDate, which is very economical. It provides the up-to-date medical knowledge to the medical representative, so they can enrich the knowledge which they are sitting there. AI-driven content hubs are there. Automated behavior hubs are there. Voice-based detailing is there. So like lot many things are there. Alexa, Google Assistant skills are there. Right, latest, NICE guidelines. NICE is National Institute of Health and Care Excellence. These guidelines are there. Adverse effect of the S2HG can be taken care. So there are so many things are there. I want to give example of two companies. Novartis, Alia, Digital Health Assistant. They are providing it. Abbott, Maya. They started in 2019. So these are the examples are there where we can talk about it. And even Novartis, when I said Alia, it is basically for the Alzheimer's disease patient. So in this way, we can deploy the things, we can make the things happen. In the nutshell, I would like to highlight it, that shift from promotion to education. CMEs to real RWEs. Leverage AIs and analytics for hyper-personalization, because today it is a requirement. Adopt hybrid. Both are required. Digital plus field. Models to wider reach. And what Subhojit Dara said, we have to enrich our medical reps how to interpret the data analytics, which is very important. And the last is strict compliance with the UCPMP guidelines for the track-driven tracking, because today is the requirement and tomorrow it will become to be the essential thing. So innovation, it is not an innovation. It is the necessity of the pharmaceutical industry to ensure that they should be adhering it and they should be adopting it to make the difference. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. I think you have addressed many things which will definitely help Indian pharma to adopt and definitely add value to their promotion and making the best out of it. So now going to Mr. Devesh. Yeah, Devesh, as you are into marketing, mostly you've been last I think 7 to 10 years you have been into marketing. And you might have seen the challenges, especially the data gaps in the organizations. Like, because sales will have a different system, marketing will have their own software, and distribution will have their own world, and planning will have a different challenge. So based on these, your experience from the point of view of collecting the data, first of all, and also taking decisions. Until and unless if you don't have an integrated systems, it is really difficult. But this is a reality, and you have a disintegrated systems, and also a lot of challenges. Probably you might know much better than us. So can you bring some insights on what are the different challenges and what are the different ways of overcoming these challenges, Devesh?
Firstly, good morning to all of you. And thank you very much, Varma ji, for making me a part of this expert on board panel, where I got an opportunity to be among the stalwarts of the industries. Yes, and this is Pharma. Pharma, we always tell it's a very small world. But I feel that small has become small like a global expansion, or what we say is that a globalization. World might not be small, but we look that it is small. And this small is because of the data now. And I can surely assure that why we feel that pharma is so small, because of the technological enhancement which has come. And today's topic, I feel the data to decision is a very apt and a very relevant topic today. And before we start getting into the discussion that why this is there, I've got one image to just share with the audience. I would like to share my screen to share this. So my screen is visible?
Yes.
So I think this image is very self-explanatory to our entire audience that what is it today? The situation of data is like Google. There was a time when Google was something equivalent to Wikipedia. Now even Wikipedia is not trustworthy, which most of us are aware that data is overloaded across the platform. Let us talk about Google or social media or even WhatsApp in today's time. We don't know what is right, what is wrong, what is relevant. It is overloading of data. Data is available everywhere. And this is the first image that data is collected. And this is the same concern in pharma as well. And pharma is no other different industry compared to any other industry. So we are collecting data. But the important part is step 2, 3, 4, and 5, that how we are utilizing it. That makes a difference between, a company who is performing today or the company who is non-performing today. That how we are utilizing it by preparing it into a proper analytic, how we are discarding the irrelevant data and using this data for the success of the business. And this business can be across everywhere. So probably, somebody into sales might correlate something else. For them, the data touch points are different. For a marketeer, the data touch points are different. But data is available across in multiple platforms. So this is very vital and an important thing in the pharma industry today, where we are seeing a lot of transformation. I think after a very, very long time, and I would also jump back to the previous question which you had asked to Rajputji is about UCPMP. I feel UCPMP, personally speaking, is a blessing in disguise to pharma. This has helped pharma across industry to disrupt lot of things. Lot of disruptions has come in our approach to the customers, and very correctly, even addressed by them that how this disruption has come by addressing and collecting proper touch points, data points. So this is an opportunity where I will say as a marketeer that how to collect data using UCPMP. UCPMP has not barred any company on collecting data. This is a scientific way of engaging doctor. Data collection may be, understanding patient psychology, understanding disease perspective. There are a lot of patient funnel that we are making. And most of the patient funnel that we make across, and we will, we might laugh, but the fact is that we make it based on our intuition, not based on our decisions or the data. We have an experience based on our intuition, we make our entire funnel. But it might be wrong because the industry is changing drastically at a very, very fast rate. So how are we using UCPMP as a platform or maybe, as a stage where we are changing our approach in the industry, where we use this to collect the data. And then that is our first point where we are collecting data. And then how we are segregating irrelevant to relevant, and then how we are using it. And wherever again there is a gap, again we have to correct it. So this is a loop and a cycle which goes hand in hand across the industry, but pharma makes it more relevant because for us, this is very, very important part. But the question comes, most important question which you just asked is the gaps. Now, I think most of us might, agree that yes, data is important. But why data collection is so difficult and using is even more difficult? And that is a very practical question. That the reason to this is, again, from the experience that I would like to convey, that most of the data that comes to us is only half of the data, not well thought data preparation. And this gives us or leads us to an endpoint where we are not able to use that data. Now, if we introspect our approach and ask ourselves why we are not able to use that data, the answer to this is because our approach of gathering the data was not well planned, not well thought. So I would suggest to the people who are there, I think most of us are from pharma, whenever we are starting any data collection activity, the suggestion here is we should first spend more time on what are the data that we need to collect, rather than just harping upon, very quickly, chalo kal se data collection activity, let us start. These are the things, 3 things that we want to collect. We will collect, our entire sales team is aligned. And then at the end, we lead to or reach to a stage where we feel now we need one more data. Without this data, I am now helpless. And now this becomes a problem because we have invested a lot of efforts. Hundreds of people are working to collect that data. And then if we are not able to use, and this is a core responsibility of market. We tell that this is where marketing role becomes more pivotal because we need to put a lot of thought process in it. We cannot go just based on our intuition that this three data was working in the past. Now it will work in future. It might not be. So we need to think and plot it down on the paper that if this data comes, how I'm going to use it. If the entire plan is there on the paper, then going wrong becomes less chance, or less having a mistake is very less important. So this is the first step. Now, second, once we have finalized that these are the common elements that we would like to have, so that we can cross check, we can slice the data, we can extract other data from other platform, and we can loop it up by VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, indexing the data. So now if we are able to do this, then the next thing is what are the channels and the platforms which can help us in collecting data. Obviously now with growing AI, which is the talk of the town today across, and it brings us to no surprise that India is the biggest user of ChatGPT across the world. So it helps us in churning the data, bringing relevance to the data, getting insights from the data, which used to take a lot of time earlier. Now it is just a fraction of minutes that, if the data is available, we upload it and we get insights very easily. But important is how to get the data. Various tools are available starting, and I think most of the people might be using it, is WhatsApp, a very common tool. Across industry, we see a lot of WhatsApp group. But is WhatsApp used to the highest capacity is the question that we need to ask. We see most of the people sharing some updates, and then there are 5 thumbs up, 5 thank you, 5 good work, and then that the relevance of the important message is lost. So I feel few things which are very effective in WhatsApp is poll. Marketer can use it very effectively to get the importance about the input utilization. Have they received it on time or not? These are very important part of our strategies. And it might take just few minutes to get the update done. We don't even need to call hundreds of people today. The technology has made it so easy today that just one poll, and we have to align with the team that, there would be a poll to understand have you received the things or not. Second, to reinforce our message, we could have floated a message that are we giving to this kind of doctors? This will reinstate our strategy that input utilization has to happen in a proper way. And we also get the insight precisely that what is the deviation in the input distribution vis-a-vis what is the deviation in the input utilization. This gives us a data point. Now, use this data point to evaluate or improvise our strategies in a coming time. And this can be very quick, as quick as like 15 days input. Probably I see some deviation, next 15 days I can improvise. I don't have to wait for months or next cycle meeting where we understand that, my strategy was going wrong. So WhatsApp is a very effective tool. Second tool is most of the companies, evolved companies, might be working either with Google server or a Microsoft server. Both of these companies give intensive tools which are free. When we have a corporate account, lot of things like Google Form and similar, there is a form or a survey form which is available from Microsoft as well. And this form has got multiple ways by which we can take service. It can be a word cloud, it can be a real-time update about taking the surveys, it can be a subjective surveys. We can ask the people to upload data like photographs or anything which can come to us in an effective way. So these are, almost free or very negligible data tools which are available, and most of us can be using it. It's not a big rocket science where we have to train ourselves. It's auto trained. Like once we start exploring it, we might understand how the tools are working. Third, very cost effective tools nowadays are available in the industry, and not because InstaMD is taking this session, but InstaMD really is a very effective tool. We have been using this since the inception. Over the time, InstaMD has evolved today to an AI integrated platform, and to a CRM to CFA based, uh, our efforts are completely monitored on this particular platform. So based on our requirement, we can use platform. This is just one of the platform. There could be multiple platforms. We can also use platform like InstaMD where we can integrate external market data onto this platform, and we can see how is this data giving us relevance in our respective geographies. We have a primary data, we have secondary data, and even now external data can be clubbed into it. This can give us a lot of insights. So data points, as I told, if you can just come back to again that slide, first is data are available in tits and bits across. We have got subscriptions of IMS, SMSRC, IQVIA, uh, AIOCD, everything is available. Our primary market research is there. Our RCPA data is there. But now integrating all these things into single piece, getting relevant information, this makes life more and more easy by just removing what are irrelevant information and what brings relevance to my business. And this data driven decision gives us very less chance of going wrong, because today the resource is very, very, very critical and is available in a very limited resource. We do not have a resource unlimited or abundance in any business structure today. So how to use this resource is very, very important and pivotal for any business decision. And this decision can be very correctly taken based on right data, so that we are minimizing the chances of going wrong. And this is how we optimize the business. There was one more question which you asked about the hospital. That, and there was hyper localization which we were talking about. This is actually possible because we have got a personalized field force today, which is very rare in across the industry. People do not use people or personalized approach in selling, but we have got this as a strength. I would rate this as a strength, because that person, if he has got relevant data about his customer, he can actually give a very hyper personalized approach to the customer, and this makes his role more relevant. As I told, marketing role is also relevant, but at the same time, sales role also brings a lot of relevance in the business, because he is only the person who understands the complete profile of the customer. Nobody else, or not a single tech in the industry or the world is available who can predict that how is the customer behavior except that particular person. So if he starts tracking his own data, and that data points, again, if based on experience, what we can say is like his prescription habit behavior. He might be writing multiple brands, he might be writing less brands. He might be, of an opinion that cost effective brands are more important. Somebody might be of an opinion that reputed companies with good quality is of more important. Now, based on this insight, every company has got a portfolio blend. We have got products which are sometimes costly. We have got products which are sometimes very economic. Some products are in-house with a very good technology. Some products are in-house with a very strong quality claims, very unique. So based on this insight and the data that he has, he can actually personalize, hyper-personalize that particular call by projecting right product, projecting right service, discussing relevant information to that particular doctor. If this comes very effectively, obviously training part is something that we can discuss it, but how to make data relevant is the discussion today. So this can make the role of across the hierarchy makes more relevance in the industry, and this can bring a transformation in the industry. This is the personal belief, and obviously everybody across the industry is working towards it, but how fast we can own it up makes the difference in the industry. There are a lot of different approach also which has started. There is a talk of the town Monjaro, which is a weight loss drug today.
Yeah.
They have disrupted. Probably, this is the company who is not tying up with 1mg or Pharma. They have tied up with Healthify. It's a nutrition or a diet app, and they have tied up with them for the supply chain. It's a disruption. Probably the disruption is coming because they have got some insight that this might have a better reach to the
Yes.
consumer or a targeted consumer where they want to sell the product. And this decision can be done because there is data to decision. Right. So I think this is more relevant, and I also keep it open for our panel members to add on or contribute for the benefit of our viewers.
Thank you, Devesh. Yes,
Excellent.
sir.
I just want to
Also
add
wanted
one
to
thing
add.
what
Yes, sir.
I have learned right now with Mr. Devesh. See, I can say data is the new rapport builder, which is very important. And data should enhance, it should not replace the relationship. I repeat, data should enhance, not replace the relationship. For that, as a marketing people, we have to upskill the basic data literacy and the digital tools of our area managers. Because the area manager, they are the custodian, and the representative, they follow the thing. So
Yes.
training them, it is very important. Interpreting the analytics, it is very important. So on this platform, I like to say that company can spend lot of money, but until the real torch bearer area manager will not be trained, he or she will not be able to take care of the 5 of the people, which is important, so that unnecessary data will not come. It will be clear cut data. Second thing I like to highlight it here, that with the data, we can change the type of communication, right? I like to add it here. Suppose I meet Dr. ICS Varma. I say, hello, doctor, how are you? No, because I have the data. I'll say, doctor, good morning, doctor. I noticed a 20% increase in the diabetic patient in your area. Our new data shows that my drug, it improves the adherence by 30%. Can we discuss for 2 more minutes with you? So this is the new way of putting the things in the doctor's mind. So data is supporting, data is giving you the space, and the data is going to make a difference. So these things are there. So there will be a human touch and with the data touch, both the things will be there. And this is the way that we'll be able to make. And last but not the least, when in the conference, we should say that how you see the data aligning with your next approach along with your territory. This is going to make a difference. So taking the clue from my colleagues here, I like to add it here that as a product manager or as a marketing manager, change the gears. Data are there with you. Utilize it in the right perspective, the right forum, in the right way.
Yeah, and one more interesting thing, Mr. Devesh pointed out that UCMP has not barred anyone from collecting data. So this is a very pertinent statement. And so if UCMP has not barred, let's collect data. But another important point that was made was segregating it. In other words, remove the clutter because there is so much of data. So I at times feel removing the clutter is a challenging thing than collecting the data, because I have been more or less associated with sales, but though last 10-15 years strongly into marketing, but still I feel segregating the clutter is important, and of course using it, that's the another most important thing. So these are three things that are very, very important, and data can definitely drive a decision, which by now it is being made clear, and by end of the session I think it will be made very, very clear. Yeah.
Thank you, Subhojit. And
The insight, once I was reading or referring one of the data,
yes,
customer engagement, there was a discussion that customer engagement today is one of the very strong tool in pharma
yes,
of our business dependence. Obviously, it cannot change overnight. We are all aware about it. But data can help us engaging customer in a very relevant way.
Yeah.
So one of the insightful data is, and again, this, I think Subhojit sir was addressing this, that retention of the doctor. Today, we it's again from the sales perspective, marketing, everybody in the industry can do this, and probably this was shared by our vice cluster no cluster head, a very relevant information, very small piece. It's about first segment or bucket the doctor's engagement, how we doing it. There are various engagement tools that we are using. It can be patient education to a direct engagement, conference, multiple things. Then bucket them into that number of times of ROI that we are getting from that from on that particular engagement. Then see and evaluate that which engagement tool gives you a highest return or where the probability of winning is more. And then next year onwards or next quarter or maybe next H2 onwards, try to correct it where the returns are more or giving you better results. You should optimize that channel more. This is again a very small thing, easily doable. Data are available with us, but it's a continuous prospective thing which we can continuously do. And there is again a research data which was published in Harvard Business School that retention of a doctor today is 5 to 25 times cost effective compared to converting a
Yeah,
new
yeah.
doctor. And at
yes.
the same time, if we are able to retain the doctor, it increases our profitability by 25% more. This is also very, very strong again for the marketing people, where we continuously strive for getting new conversion, new prescriber. This is important, but not at the cost of losing our own prescriber base today. This has to be retained at any cost. This is the first thing that we need to address in any business presentation that we have, that how are we retaining first our current base that we have created, because we have invested something, time, effort, energy, communication to get these things. And if we start losing it, then our past data is already, our past investment is gone, and now we are investing new to get the doctor. And this is a very insightful thing which I feel, in the business, we need to always keep it in our mind.
Very, very, very true, Devesh. Very valid point, because most of the times, people are more inclined toward getting new prescribers, new customers, but they are mostly neglect the current, prescribers or the good customers. So in the digital marketing also, this is being said that, how you actually, so I think it can also be mapped in pharma from a prospect to the promoter. So is there any tools right now we have in the industry to track the customer journey? This is for the panel. Have you come across any tool?
So I think the basic tool is Excel, where most of the companies might be already using it. Slightly evolved is InstaMD now,
Instead.
which gives us a
Yeah.
real-time update to whatever RCPA data, whatever is there, we continuously keep on feeding it, which gives us a real-time update and a realization where are we today. Brand mix, portfolio mix, doctor mix, everything can come out on
Yeah.
a dashboard very effectively there.
Excel is the best tool that we are seeing. It's very effective over the years.
So, but at the same time, I like to add, Varma Saab, that we should be maintaining the customers where we have invested. But the survey also says that in lieu of that, we are missing that KOLs which are there. So we should not be missing the visit to the KOLs which are not aligned with the company. And at the same time, we should not be bombarding the customers which are there with us. Because many times when you see that a high performing area is going toward the low performance because the visit on that customer oriented doctors are very high, but at the same time 20 to 25% of the KOLs are not being visited. When X company is not doing the same thing, then Y must also not be doing the same thing. So we have that gap which has to be taken and which has to be bridged up, which is important. And with the AI tools, I always put a request. There are, for the mid-segment companies, the small size companies, there are economical tools are available. Put that money on that tools and don't put your brain in that. So you have that complete time available with you, analyze the data, help your area manager and representative and go for that. Today, that is the really blessing. It is a blessing. It is a boon to us. And we should be utilizing this boon. We should not be like, okay, we will do that. That is the reason PW says that 70% are inclined, but only 40 to 45% they are utilizing this tool.
Wonderful. Rajput sir, if I can add onto your what you said, maintaining KOLs is so important. The good part is that KOL needs a different set of engagement practices and KBLs need a different set of engagement practices. So it's, I would not say easy, but one can do it if one decides to do it. That's
Correct.
how it
Sir,
is.
Subhojit, there are tools are there because they are on the Twitter, they are on the LinkedIn, and they
Correct.
are on the Insta. So when they put the thing, these KOLs, they are becoming a word of mouth on it. So there, the requirement is totally different. Here for the KBS, the requirement are different. The regular users, the requirement is different. So we have to segmentize all the three things together, and we have to nurture all the things together, which is the real need of the hour.
Very true.
Yeah, so I think we had a very, very good extensive discussion. Due to time constraint, what I foresee here in this conference is probably we'll have a part two. Maybe we'll announce the date with the same panel because we have addressed only one question today and a lot of insights. Because see, rather than having multiple questions and less information, this will be wonderful. Each one of you have been given one question and a lot of insights. There was a very good discussion and we have gone through from medical rep to the marketing manager. So I think it was really beautiful.
ICS sir, I'll just add to this.
Yes.
With Mr. Devesh, he said retention of customers. I have done it practically myself. Last 3 years, say I have engaged 10 customers, and next year I engage only 5. I don't engage 5. That where I did not do the engagement, the return on investment fell sharply, even though the relationship was of a very high order. So it clearly, the data says very clearly, engagement must be a continuous process and it's an ongoing process, whether the customer asks for it or do not ask. Because these 5 customers who were not done, they did not ask. and the field did not do it, but they subsequently reduced. So somewhere it points out that few customers ask, few don't ask, few say it through body language, which we have to understand. So important is retention. Now each company may have different sets. Somebody may say 80% retention, somebody can say even 90%, but retention has to be a way of important element.
Thank you, Dada. Sir, what I would like, as a team. So now I want take home message from one by one. Maybe we'll start with Dr. Rajput.
So, sir, take-home message is very clear that challenges are there, but challenges has to be taken as an opportunity. With the data to the decision, with the predictive analysis, we can make a difference. We all have to study, and on this platform, I can say that as a product manager or as a marketing head, we have lot of the opportunity. Let us utilize it. Let us funnel it together and support the team people who are there in the field, right? So analyzing the things, because they are 10 hours there in the field or 8 hours in the field. If you are able to give them the segmented approach, they will be able to follow it. Monitor it, handhold them, always monitor them, and tell them that where they are lacking. Because first thing is train them, monitor them, handhold them, make the things happen. And don't put your brain only on fetching the data. Tools are available. Let the tool should do work for you. And then with the predictive analysis, you should be able to say there that with the synchronization, you can make a difference. I can only say then AI is a boon. Let us utilize it. It is not a bane. That's all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Now, Dr. Subhojit, your take-home message.
Yeah, I would restrict myself on the fact that the medical rep is overburdened. Let him spend his maximum time in the field, meeting customers, meeting retailers, meeting stockists, and spending quality time. Let him be driven by a few data points, which we know will, if implemented, will give a result. So those few data points need to be reviewed every month with the medical rep so that he is also clear that these are a few data points I have to work on. And then subsequently, the data points can vary from medical rep to first line to second line to third line. Data points will keep on changing. So every month we can have data points from at least medical rep first line, second line, and third line. And then we can correlate the data points and arrive at a particular decision if we have to make a decision.
I just in a very humorous way, when we are in the boardroom, and sometimes we have been get a very hot waves right in the boardroom. So we don't pass that to our general managers or vice president. We come to the crux that what has to be given. Same thing, we have to treat them, our colleagues also, that what is the basic thing which we have learned and how it is going to help. That is all, not more than that.
Right, right.
Thank you very much, sir. Devesh bhai, आपका closing remarks.
I don't feel this is a closing remark. I think this is a thought-provoking remark by most of us, and it is the start of the journey or improvising the journey. It's not even start. We are in the journey. We are improvising it. And personally, again, it's all personal remarks. That data to decision is something which is very pivotal in this world. Three things: what tools we are selecting, like it was very precisely talked. Don't waste time on doing it yourself. There are tools available at a very minuscule cost, and we should invest time in analyzing the data rather than collecting the data. Our time is also equally resourceful and valuable. How we are using it is also equally important.
Absolutely.
For an example, today, when we look at an IMS data, it is worth crores. It comes to the company, and when a brand manager comes with a single table of top 10 brands and tell that we have gained one rank, or we might have lost one rank, or we might have gained market share and lost. This data is readily available across the spectrum to all the
Yeah.
stakeholders. So this is not an insight. I expect that a brand manager should be investing on time that why there is a gain, because
Right.
of which geography, what strategy has worked, which specialty it has worked. And if it is a loss, then why there is a loss, and because of what things which are not working, so that we can take an effective decision. This is where we should be investing time rather than doing like IMS. We are not doing data collection, but this was just an example. Some things that which are under our control. We spend a lot of time only on collecting data rather than evaluating, interpreting that data. So
Absolutely.
bringing relevance to the data is
Yeah.
something which I feel that it is our core job as a sales personality or as a marketing personality. Where everybody takes a decision based on the data. And again, coming to the boardroom, there's always a conflict of opinion because everybody has their own thought process. The best way to settle the conflict is showing data. A very small, easy way that, if I was a brand manager, I had come with an idea or a proposal, there would be an objection because everybody talks with their own decision and own thought process, and everybody has got a different experience. So there would be a conflict, which is good. But how to handle that conflict is in a very effective way is taking a poll, creating a data, and then showcasing that this is the poll which is saying that most of the people would agree with this idea, and hence this is right.
Yeah,
So
very,
this
very,
gives a
very
very
beautiful.
rationalized approach and
Yeah,
conflict solving approach. For
correct.
most of the situation, this can be a very easy way of solving the data. That how data can help them in day-to-day problem solving issues as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Even through the simple tools which you told, Google Forms or Microsoft Form, you
Yeah.
can share with the team and bring the regional data, and then you can tell where you have grown and why you have grown. So that kind of insights will help. Otherwise, just showing a data and telling top 10
Yeah.
brand, everybody knows, and there is no insight in it.
Correct, correct.
So
So
how
translate the data into the strategic and real-time decision. That is the thing, that is the crux of
Very
the
true.
today's conversation, which is started, what
Yes.
Devesh has said, Hannah, and it will be a going on process because we all have to upgrade, upskill ourselves with the need of the hour.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining, Dr. Rajput, Dr. Subhojit, and dear Devesh. Thank you very much. And once again, thanks to InstaMD for bringing this wonderful platform, for making this possible. And we will be bringing more leaders to this platform to discuss these real-time issues and all the related pharma discussions. Thank you very much.
And thanks to all the viewers for making it success.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
them
I
only.
think do we have any questions, Seema or Kushbu? Any
Yes,
questions
sir.
from
We
the
do have
audience so that we can just address?
yes, sir. We do have a bunch of questions, but
Oh,
because of the
okay.
short span of time, we'll move forward with only one question. There is this question from one of our attendees that how to avoid data misleading as it is gathered and compiled by third party. So I would like to request the panel to answer that.
If I can answer quickly, uh, data gathering is itself, is kind of an unsure thing. And it does not matter how right is the data, how wrong or whatever it is. Data always gives a direction. So let us not go too deep into it that ये सही है, गलत है, कितना सही है, कितना गलत है. But जितना data है, it is definite to give us a direction if we analyze it right.
Can I slightly add on to
Correct.
this?
Yes, yes.
It's not a big difficult thing if we are very close and very focused on our main objective. So whenever like the query was, it was analyzed by a third party. So if your brief to the third party is very clear about what you are expecting out of this data, whenever you are evaluating any data point, the basic question that I would be asking is this data relevant to my that objective? Is it
Correct.
aligned with this? If the answer comes to my question is yes, then this data is important. If the answer is not important, then obviously it is a scrap. Sometime it might be maybe park that data point. It might not be an immediate data, but maybe to improvise on my decision, it might be used in the level 2 of the data. So you have to just segregate, ask yourself about the data. Is this yes, no, or
Yeah.
maybe? And only 3 answers can come at any stage. And if we are able to segregate this, I think you would be very close to approaching to the right data and a relevant data in making a decision.
I can put it in a different way. When you are going to a five-star hotel, a lot of buffet is there. You can't eat everything. Whatever you like, you eat it, right? Because that is as per your choice. So as per your company's requirement, as per your portfolio requirement, as per your brand requirement, choose the thing which is required, tell them to
Yeah.
do this, and you will be able to get it. So it will be more focused approach, will be able to get it. Don't go for entire thing which is not our cup of tea.
Correct.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Second question.
Okay, sir. There is another question which is very interesting and very common among our audience. That one is asking, I am getting data from many sources, and sometimes it is difficult to analyze or visualize that. What can be done? So please answer that question too.
The answer
I
will
think the
remain the
answer
same.
was given. It was
Answer
to
was given.
declutter the data. The real
Declutter.
key lies in decluttering the data. This also was there in the slide. We have got a lot of
Yeah.
Legos with us.
Yeah.
How to segregate that Lego is the key. Now,
That-
this, I don't think the third party would be able to do this.
Absolutely.
Individual has to get aligned. What is relevant? Again, it comes to the first question. What is relevant? It has to come out so that data can be small data, which is a usable data.
Correct. And the decluttering would be very good if the objective set is right.
Absolutely
So,
right.
yeah.
And Mr. Devesh, that slide which he has shown, how to
Yeah.
build that structure, that is a clear cut, decluttering
Clear.
the things and make the thing which is really required. Simple.
Correct.
That is the human brilliance is required. That is the
Yeah.
intelligence is required. That is the
Abs-
wisdom is required. So now you have to put your wisdom and intelligence to take out the thing which is very important.
To make it very simple and a very practical approach, again coming back to IMS, because IQVIA data is there with most of the companies and we follow that. So when we see a data, the way of looking at data, IQVIA gives 5 years data. I think 300 MB is the base file. So, and everybody has an access to it. Now what to read? So when we do, the first thing that we do is we go to a particular therapy. We do that. We see the trend. Second approach, after the therapy, we go to the particular molecule. How is the molecular behavior? Again, we look at the data. Then we go back to our brand. Again, granularize it. How is our brand? Now, again, in this trend, we will mostly look at how is the MAT behavior, how is the quarterly behavior, and how is the monthly behavior. This gives us a trend to evaluate. So now this is decluttering entire 300 MB of data into a 10 KB of data, that what is relevant for me or for my brand. And probably after this, it might be a geography. If I have identified that there is an issue, to identify issue, I might go to a geography data or a prescription or specialty data. So data is across. Now, what is relevant for me, I need to understand and I need to use this data accordingly so that I can get an insight out of it.
Yeah. Basically, that is how you are converting data into decision making.
Correct. Absolutely right.
Okay.
Data into the decision making and strategic and decision making, real time decision, which is required.
Yes, sir. So thank you very much, team. Thank you, Kushbu and InstaMD once again for this wonderful platform. Thank you. Have
Thank
a
you,
great
sir.
weekend. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.